Hello, my fellow macroeconomic students. What is up? My name is Josh. I am in Professor Downing's macroeconomic class at Cuesta College, right here in beautiful Morro Bay. You know, watching the tide ebb and flow, much like that of a business cycle. Anyways, I would like to take a moment to try to discuss what I believe to be the current state of our economy. Right, now I'd like to try to take a minute to depict our economy here. I want to draw out an aggregate expenditure model. We have our real GDP right here, our aggregate expenditure over here, our 45-degree line, and that is our economy. And that right there is coronavirus coming to wipe out the economy. Oh no! Oh, our poor economy. Okay, so I've socially distanced myself from the ocean to draw a better model. It's our aggregate expenditure right there, our GDP right there. This 45-degree angle line represents the relationship between GDP and aggregate expenditure, and then this line is our aggregate expenditure. This section, this is what we'd call unplanned excess inventory or something like that. I don't know. I'll picture it. And then this right here is our unplanned negative inventory. Now, what we're seeing today here in 2020, specifically with oil, we are seeing a whole bunch of excess inventory. These right here are the ships that are full of oil sitting off the coast of XYZ country, just chilling there with oil in it, because nobody's driving around, nobody's, consuming gas. So there is a huge surplus, which has actually led to an oil war between a few of our OPEC nations. Given our current supply shock, our global supply shock with oil, and what I believe that's going to do is it's going to push our aggregate demand to the left. That being said, I think it's safe to say we are in a recession, mostly due to the lack of consumer spending, but also the lack of confidence as far as investing goes. I'm sure you guys have seen what's going on with the stock market. And then also our supply shock. It's not just a nationwide thing, it's a global supply shock. So certainly that's affected our net exports. A few things here as to why I think that our consumer spending is so low. I got onto Fred and I looked at our unemployment, and I took a little note right here, so let me read it off to you. February 2020, we were sitting at a 3.5% unemployment rate. A month later, jumped up to 4.4, which is almost a whole 1% gain in unemployment. We look at the initial claims on March 14th. There was roughly 282,000 claims put in, and March 28th, that initial claims number jumped up to 6,867,000. Like, if that don't scare investors and that don't freaking cause a decrease in consumer spending, man, I don't know what does. Like, let's be real here, government spending's up, right, with the whole stimulus package, but I really don't think that government spending is gonna save us too much. Like, when you think in terms of monetary policy, I could see like monetary policy being effective if it was only a nationwide shock, but I don't see the Federal Reserve having too much influence over the global market. So I think monetary policy is kind of ineffective for our given situation. However, I can see fiscal policy making a pretty big difference. I can't state which tool I think would be the most effective, other than like letting us go back to work so people can like feed their families and maybe have a little bit more consumer confidence in spending. I think that's the biggest reason why we are where we are at in this recession. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. I apologize if I couldn't explain that as intelligently as like a professional economist, but I think you guys get the idea. Thank y'all. Hope you guys are having a kick-ass semester, and I'll wish you guys the best of luck with everything.